Well, good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino beer review. Today's beer review is something slightly different than we've usually been doing. Brian sent me some cans of beer that he has made it so that I don't know what they are. And I'm going to review them. These ones are re-reviews. He did send 2 or 3 new beers for the beer review, where I'm not going to be able to tell you the style. Well, I'm going to hope to be able to tell you the style, but I'm not going to be able to tell you the name or the brand until the end of the video, solely because, well, I won't know what they are. These ones are old beers I've had, and I don't know if he went craft. I don't know if he went macro. I do believe he said that a lot of the older ones he bought were macro. There was some unwrapped that I'm really glad to have seen come too. Like there was a Molson Export, and I love Molson Export. There was an Old Vienna. I haven't had an Old Vienna in so long that I'm really excited. I don't like the way the picture's looking on this, so I do apologize. This picture actually usually looks a lot brighter, a lot nicer. When I'm just doing my reviews, but for some reason this live is not looking good. All that being said, we do have the phone out just because I'm going to jump into this video in case there's comments so I can read them better. Because yeah, I don't see things great. I'm blind, right? So there we go, just in case somebody ends up in here. So we'll start with this can that is taped via hockey tape and has like shit on it. Some of this is from my dog, some of it's probably from his dog. That looks like it's one of my beard hairs. It's not. It was there when I pulled it out of the box, so it's most likely a dog hair. But it is what it is. Hockey tape gets a lot of stuff stuck to it. Okay, so that's going to be a macro lager. Yellow piss color. Right white head. Head is fading rather quickly. Crystal clear. Yeah, it just smells like an average adjunct lager. I mean, what's it smell like out of the can? I think I know what this is. A very almost harsh sweetness coming from the can. And from the glass, a little bit of a harsh sweetness, but not much else. I do see there's some comments. We will get to them. Bready. Sweet. Has some good old kokanee in that glass. Only the finest. Sounds like Laker ice. Ha 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 ha. Well, hello there, dogfish head hair. What are you talking about, dogfish head hair? No. Crisp, but sweet. It's a sharp sweetness. Very light bodied. It's really light bodied. Lighter than anything I usually drink. I am thinking this is Bud. Where's a... I was wrong. PBR. I was sure it was bud. It was so light, but seeing PBR makes sense. Solely because it does have that sharp sweetness, and the reason I was thinking bud, and I might be getting in my head here because I know that these are blind, and I know that these are things I've had before, so I'm looking for telltale signs, and that sharp sweetness made me think of the rice from a bud. I don't hate PBR. It is what it is. I'm a little sad that I was wrong. Excuse me. Not knowing that it was PBR, though, it comes off a little cleaner than. But I said this when PBR was in our budget beer ladder match years and years ago, was that not knowing it was Pabst made it so it didn't taste as bad. It still smells as bad out of the can, but yeah. Okay, it's gone. Now we have old blind review. Now this one looks like he duct taped like a toilet paper holder to it, and that's paper underneath it. And then you have your tape. Let's see what this guy is, shall we? Ooh. That banging is my wife making country fried pork chops. Well, not quite how I expected this one to go, but again, pretty much crystal clear. Obviously going to be another macro lager. Let's see how wrong I get this one. I still can't believe I thought that was bud. Oh, I'm pitying myself because I was one of the few people that was able to pick out Bud, Coors, Labatt, and Canadian in a blind taste test, and now I fucked that up. But it's been I don't know, 6-7 years since I've had, maybe 8 years since I've had PBR. So we're just talking for this guy to wear down. He's not really wearing down though. Grolsch is your guess? Okay. We'll keep Grolsch as your guess. Again, thank you very much for this beer, Brian. Okay, we'll just smell it first. That head is insane. Scent. Tinny, earthy, and a little bit of wet cardboard. Nothing because of all the head. Wet cardboard. I forgot that he had the tape all the way up to the rim there. I just got dog hair or something in my mouth. Yeah. The majority of the flavor in that is just sweetness and wet cardboard. Other than the head, and there's not much snap, crackle, pop. So other than the head, I have an idea of what I think this is. And again, I might be killing myself like I did with the PBR because I know what to look for about different breweries, and I have a feeling about this one. It's funny you say that, PA, because Paul, what I'm thinking on this, I'm thinking it's a Miller product. I'm thinking it's a Miller product. Holy shit, woman! Why do you do that to me in bed? Yeah, almost tasteless other than a bit of graininess, a bit of sweetness, and the wet cardboard. I am going with Miller, and it's not all that carbonated, so I'm going. I think High Life is what I'm going to say. It could be MGD or High Life, because I know in Ontario those are the two major Miller products, but I'm going with High Life. So let's see how he did this one. Okay, so if I peel this off, this comes off, and then we have that there. Did he tape paper to the fucking thing too? How the fuck am I supposed to get in this to see what it is, Brian? Holy fuck me. You just need construction paper and some tape. Like, I'm crushing the fucking can. Can I get any... What about this tape? Does this tape come off? I could try and cut that paper, but... Holy shit! You know, this was a great idea and a horrible idea, apparently, at the same time. Fuck me. Okay, get it off of here. That's what we'll do. There we go. Okay, can is just shredding here. Oh! Come on. Come on! High Life. I was right. Holy shit, that was a lot of work. Miller High Life. All right, so what the hell was that? It sounded like a duck. I do have one or two more here. They're tenderized. Okay, so he did send me one more old beer for the blind taste test. Should I do it now? What was the answer there? I do see you commented here. Yes? Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna look at the other bottle. All right, we're back. It does mean that I have to chug this High Life because it's still in the glass. But there's my last of the old ones. Of the two of them that I've had thus far, I think when they were fully blind, I liked the High Life better. After knowing what they were, I think I still liked the High Life better. I'm going to get yelled at. I don't know if you guys are hearing. Okay. So, last blind beer. It might kill me a little bit because there was a little bit of high life. Wow, that is yellow. That is very yellow. We'll give her a sniff in 1 second here. She's laying down the law. Because somebody didn't play the matchy match game. It wasn't me. I learned to play the matchy match game. I don't like dying. I know that smell. It's a Labatt product. It is. It's a little on the sharp side. It's a little dirty, a little tinny. Very sudsy. Basically tasteless, except for a little bit of bitterness and oxidation right at the sides of the tongue. Only real flavor on here. No, mustard. Good guess, but it is a Labatt product. Here's the thing, okay? For Budweiser, you're looking, because of the rice in it, you're looking for a much lighter body, which is why I thought the PBR was Bud. I don't know why I was finding PBR to be lighter, but I was finding it very lighter. A lot of wet cardboard, a lot of oxidization. Miller products. Molson products usually almost taste like, the best way I've ever described it is it kind of tastes like an apartment building hallway smells. Like you get like a little bit of every type of ethnic cooking mixed together. Weird way to say it, but it's just this mishmash of all the different flavors that you get from the big brand beers, all mixed together for a Molson product. Sleeman, usually higher carbonation, a little more of a breadiness on the back end. And Labatt will be almost nothing except for a slight bit of bitterness and a slight bit of the wet cardboard flavor. But this is very light. I am guessing Blue Light. And of all three of them, whatever this one is probably the one I've liked the best. Where did he stop? I'm guessing here. Oh no! Busch Light. Wow. Well, it's still a Labatt product. I have not had a Busch Light since the last time I reviewed Busch Light. I think that was more than 10 years ago. That's not bad. I could have sworn Blue Light. Well, I'm 1 for 3. I mean, I guess that's okay. And again, the only thing I was looking for in here is the telltale signs that each brewery gives off. And excuse me, the telltale signs that each brewery gives off is what I was looking for. And hello, Mr. Smith. So just so you know, Brian, I went 1 for 3 on your blind old reviews. I got the Miller High Life. I guessed the right company, but the wrong beer. I thought this was Blue Light. And this one I actually thought was a Budweiser. So, not great. I guess I'll give myself like 1.5. I agree. I agree, Mustard. But for the point of this exercise, I failed. But I do think you're right. I do think they are probably pretty much the exact same beer. And again, I haven't had one of these in probably a decade, and I haven't had a Blue Light in probably a little longer than that, probably like 12 years. But I guess right brewery at least. It is a Labatt product. It's brewed by Labatt here in Canada. I mean, it is an American beer in the end, but brewed by Labatt here. Miller High Life. Yeah, I got that one. PBR. I've drank a lot of PBR in my life because it was so cheap. So I'm surprised I didn't get that one. I don't know why. It's not a rice beer. So either something has changed in their recipe or something's changed on my palate because I had that harsh sweetness spike that rice beers give off. But to be honest, of the 3 of them, I like the Busch Light the best. I like the Busch Light the best. This was a great little game. I'm glad we did it, Brian. That was amazing. Thank you very much. I have, when I go offline, I'm going to do one real review, and I have one of your cans over here. And I can see that there is a green line at the bottom of this one. But other than that, no clue what the fuck this could be. When you watch the replay, you'll probably really enjoy me trying to get into the bush. Not the bush, sorry, the Miller High Life. You made that one almost impossible. The only thing I can see on this one is that it's 130 calories per can, which just gives me an idea that it's probably between 4 and 5.5% alcohol, dependent on the style. Also gives me an idea that it's probably that can, and you'll know what it was, Brian, but I'm going to assume at 130 calories per can that it's probably a standard lager, nothing fancy, because if it was something fancy, the calories should be higher. That's where I'm going to be on that one. It's not going to be Steam Whistle or 50 Mustard, solely because that one is a new beer, a beer I have not had. So when I review that one, I'm basically going to be trying to see if I can get the proper tasting notes, if I can guess the style for the most part, or guess close to the style. But I'm thinking lager on it due to seeing the calories on there. He did really good. I wasn't able to tell anything from any of the other cans. He sent, I believe, 6 cans that were sealed. That's the only one I'm able to see anything on, and that's why I pulled it out for when I go offline after this. That'll be the one I actually review, just to get the one that has any information gone. But I really liked this. This was fun. This was a lot of fun. Again, slightly excited that I got this guy. Really pissed off about how long it took to get into it. Really disappointed that I didn't pick this one out, because I've drank a lot of this in my life, albeit again, it's been a very long time since I've had this, and I'm sad that I got that guy wrong. And this guy, I give myself half credit. I did call it a light beer, and I did say blue light, but technically 1 out of 3. I guess you could say 1.5 out of 3 if you wanted to, if you guys wanted to give me the half point. But yeah. Kokanee has about 0% calories, and no, the idea was really fun. It was really fun. And again, I thank you very much. It came in today. I knew it came in today. I'd gotten the email, and I'm like, when's Jen get here? Because Jen was the one with the keys to the lockbox for our company. And Jen showed up, and she goes, "You have 2 packages, and they're fairly big." Like, okay, thank you. What's in them? I go, I don't know. She goes, "It's beer, isn't it?" I go, no, I wouldn't send beer here. She goes, "Then it's beer adjacent." I'm like, you might be right. I'm not going to say yes or no to that one. But yeah, it was fun. And the reason she was guessing it was beer is solely because everybody knows how much beer I have come in from other places. A 15-pack of PBR from the co-op for $20. I'll be honest, if I saw a 15-pack for $20, even if it was PBR, I would probably buy it. Right now, when I'm buying drinking beer, I'm usually purchasing. If it's drinking beer, I'm usually purchasing No Name, because what, 32.99, I believe it is here in Regina for the 24 pack, is probably the best price I've ever seen in this province. Urban Cellars at one point had Bronc, the blue can of Bronc. So I guess Bronc Blonde, Bronc Regular, I don't know. But they had Bronc for like $22 for a 15-pack. So for a little bit, that was the one I was buying. Great Western Light has been on sale a few times, so I would buy that as my drinking beer. If I'm just trying to fill the fridge for the podcast-ish hangouts that we do, I look for whatever is the cheapest at the time. The only stipulation I really have is it's not going to be a Minhas beer. I really wish I could get Minhas in singles so that I didn't have to buy more than one, because there are times where I'm running out of content. But I know Minhas has a bunch of beers I haven't had. But then I have to buy a 12-pack of it. And the only reason I do is the 12-pack's price is rather low, so... Yeah, Paul, Paul, what is the average... What's the average macro case right now in Pennsylvania, and what would be like the average 6-pack of craft? My 6-packs, my 4-packs of 4-packs of craft are usually between $12 and $14.99 for the short cans, and then $15 and $18.99 for a 4-pack of the king cans, the 473s. The average 30 cases, and that's macro, 30 macros for $19.99. Yeah, the Americans. There's four of them, Mustard. There's Lager, there's Pilsner, there's Light, and there is Strong, and the Strong is 6.5. I have reviewed them all. It's a toss-up. I've been trying to figure it out, because if you go on Untapped, and I know Untapped is not the be-all, end-all, but if you go on Untapped, it says it's brewed by District Brewing here in Regina. Now, if you go by the can, it says Saskatoon. And the only brewery I can think of in Saskatoon that would have enough extra capacity to do those four beers would be Great Western. So I would say it's probably it's either District or Great Western. But again, the problem with using Untapped as your source of information is that anyone out there can put in whatever they want. None of the four of them were horrendous. I did not mind the Light. It had to be cold. I didn't mind the Lager. It had to be cold. I didn't mind the Pilsner. It had to be cold. Not a big fan of the Strong, but again, it had to be cold. But the price it didn't beat the price of the no-name beer from the Superstore. And the no-name beer in Ontario is brewed by somebody different, but here in the prairies, it is Big Rock that does it. So I have no problem drinking a Big Rock beer. They don't do a horrible job. And yeah, so it was great getting out here doing this. The Mustard, again, next time you're going to be in town, let me know. We can see if we can meet up and just say hi to each other and have a beer somewhere. If it's that multinational, it's like a 5-minute walk from my door. If it's somewhere else, whatever. Not always going to be available because my job has a rotation and my shifts rotate due to that rotation. But it'll be great to get together if you're ever in Regina again, and we can have a pint. And that goes for anybody that is in the Regina region in Saskatchewan. You ever are in this way, give me a little bit of a warning. Maybe we can get together. Maybe a friendship will blossom. Oh, that's how fucking lonely I am, okay? Okay. All right, guys. Well, it was lovely chatting. Big Rock is the whore of the prairies. Hey, Paul, if you ever end up coming to visit, we can go find you some kokanee. We'll go find you some kokanee. We'll find you a bunch of stuff you can try. Maybe you can bring a bunch of stuff home and you can be like, look at all my Canadian beer. Because remember, you've been to Ontario several times. You've been to my house a few times, and those times visiting Ontario. You've had a lot of great beer. I will say, and I don't think the brewers in Ontario like this, I will say that for a population that's much, 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 much smaller than Ontario, and for a place that has much, 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 much less breweries, and for a place where Pilsner is the number one beer instead of like IPAs or stouts over in Ontario, the craft breweries here stand up, if not are better than the craft breweries in Ontario. There are craft beers in Ontario that are better. There's craft beers that are here that aren't better. There's beers that are basically the exact same with a different name on them. And it's an interesting place. The styles you get out here are usually vastly different than what you're picking up in Ontario, because Ontario is pretty much all IPA centric. Here you seem to see a lot more wheats and stuff like that you wouldn't see in Ontario as often. Anyway, I've been blabbering on now for a while. So yeah, we don't have to really hunt for kokanee there. It's at most of the bottle shops. But yeah, guys, it was great being here talking to you. I'm going to go review my other beer. Thank you. Bye-bye.